So JJK is over. One of the biggest mangas of the 2020s. By far. Took the world by storm. And it's not a controversial thing to say that this ending was fucking terrible. Everybody knows it's fucking terrible. And I'm gonna go over why in specific detail why this shit is JJK has one of the worst shonen endings I've ever seen. This is I'm not gonna lie to, it's also a bias because objectively, does Attack on Titan or a Soul Eater or a Fairy Tail or Naruto or a Demon Slayer have a worse ending than fucking Jujutsu Kaisen? Yeah, they probably do overall have a worse ending than Jujutsu Kaisen does. But this is a personal one because all you guys know, I'm one of the fucking biggest Jujutsu Kaisen fans out there ever. I'm not capping. And then look at my videos. I did a whole video talking about why Jujutsu Kaisen was the best new gen shonen. That's including like Black Clover, My Hero Academia, Demon Slayer, all this shit. I thought JJK was the peak of that shit. And I thought it wasn't even close. So, why I say this shit is one of the worst endings I've ever seen is because of my expectations of how this shit was going to end. And how disappointed I was. And how fucking frustrated I was with certain things that happened in the ending of this manga. And that's not to say the whole ending was fucking terrible. No. And this is going to come to my first point. Well, not my first point, but I'm going to talk about the good. And by far, the greatest moment of this final arc of Jujutsu Kaisen was Sukuna Vs Gojo. I don't think anybody debate. I mean, I've been through a lot of phases of, you know, the anime and manga sphere. I was there. I wasn't like too far. I was there when the Gear 5 shit happened. It was nuts. I was there when the Baryon mode shit happened. I seen it in recent times. I seen the ending of Demon Slayer. I seen all this shit. Not to say the ending of Demon Slayer was epic. That shit was fucking trash. But like moments, manga moments that we have seen that were like, oh shit. I think Gojo and Sukuna would like top all of them in like the recent memories. Yes, I think that topped all of them. That was one of the biggest anime moments in fucking history. You have to be there. Nigga, I was there. I'm telling you, if you wasn't there, you will not know how big this fucking moment was. Cause Gojo always was hyped as the top dog of the series. And he's shown it plenty of times. He clearly gapped the rest of the series in power level. And Sukuna clearly gapped the rest of the series also, because you've seen how Jugo was. He was super OP and Sukuna just fucking dominated him easily, while also dominating fucking Mahoruga or Mahoruga, however you pronounce it. So one of the biggest fucking moments in manga history, Sukuna versus Gojo, and it met expectations. That is by far, to me, the greatest fight in JJK history. You had to be there at that moment where Gojo had finally broke out, and it was intensity and aura just going through both of them. And I'm not even a Gojo fan. I fucking hate Gojo. I mean, all right, let me backtrack. Now I dislike Gojo extraordinarily. I will say that because I don't actually hate him. It's just some shit Gege did that made me not like this nigga. But this is a moment I'm going to talk about why I did not like it. I'm going to touch up on that, but I did like Gojo more before the shit I'm going to talk about happened, but it was just gay glaze for Gojo and also gay glaze for fucking Sukuna. So it was a big moment, huge moment. Every fucking chapter, it was nuts. I was there, especially the chapter where Gojo lost. The fandom was fucking split in half. It was, I never seen no shit like this. This was a epic moment. After that, we did have some good moments. The Yuta shit, the Yuta versus Sukuna, with help with Yuji. That was amazing. We finally got to see Yuta's fucking domain expansion. Fucking excellent. His shit was, to me, the coolest domain expansion ever. That shit where he was sitting with the fucking all the fucking sword, that shit was fucking epic. But those were like the highs. And then after it hit a certain point where the shit went down. It went down and it went down. Extreme acceleration. This acceleration of the downhill was fucking nuts. It was nuts. Where I ain't never said in history that a Jujutsu Kaisen chapter was fucking trash. Ever. I've been reading Jujutsu Kaisen for like 2-3 years. Never once said that shit was, a chapter was fucking trash. Until a fucking chapter was trash. And then after every chapter after that was fucking trash. And it never recuperated. At least in Naruto, when the fucking Black Zetsu Madara shit happened, after the Kaguya fight, we did get Naruto and Sasuke, and we did get a fulfilling ending with Naruto becoming Hokage, seeing the next generation step up. That was excellent. Even though it was some shitty shit, and overall, I think, probably the beginning of the end of Jujutsu Kaisen was more entertaining than Naruto's ending in the beginning to me. Because I thought the 4th Grade Ninja War, the start of it, was boring as fuck. I thought it was fucking boring. I thought it was boring until, you know what I'm gonna say, until Mr. You know who, Mr. Uchiha Madara showed up. See, then it started getting lit. But before that, it was fucking boring. And then after they hold Madara, and then it got actually shitty. So, back to what I was saying, the acceleration was bad. And I'm gonna go step by step, each, like, shit I fucking hated. I fucking hate, it was shit I hated that I never hated in Jujutsu Kaisen before, that I fucking hated. Fucking Kenjaku, get that nigga the fuck out of here. Kenjaku, all this nigga Kenjaku does is fucking dick ride Gojo to the highest extent, making all these fucking plans, thinking he's like a way less cooler Aizen. But even though, I'm gonna say this. Even though Aizen did have a plan to set up Kisuke Urahara to get him the fuck out of, the Soul Society, he was never like terrified of this nigga. He was never terrified of fucking Kisuke. And it was shown when, Kisuke had his epic moment to the battlefield to fight Aizen, and Aizen smoked that nigga. He like off-screened that nigga. I mean, he wasn't really off-screen, but like he smoked him, and then Kisuke didn't do nothing until like the end of the fucking Dangai Ichigo fight. This nigga Kenjaku, he's just setting up shit because he's scary. Oh, well, we know that you're Gojo, and you're the most threatening force here. So let me lock you up in this fucking box so you won't be in the plot for like 75% of the fucking story. and let's keep you in here so I can do my plan because I'm so scared to fucking fight you. This motherfucker, all he does is kill one person. And it's like, you can't find a nigga that's more, that's less intimidating than fucking Kenjaku. Mahito wasn't even a fucking main villain of the story, and he's more intimidating than fucking Kenjaku was. Period. Kenjaku, Gojo's like, you know who defeated that body, right? He's like, back then, Yuta was a threat, but now he's not a threat to me either. Then this nigga have a fucking, he loses to a comedy fight and loses to Yuta again. Like, nigga, what? He uses Geto's body with his curse technique. He says all this shit about how he doesn't feel Yuta Okkotsu is a fucking threat. Yuta, when he gets to the battlefield to fight this nigga, instantly clap his fucking cheeks. And then next time we see him is in the end of the story where he's like a fucking, I don't know if he's like a creation of dude with the comedy shit, and he's just like, cause he has some crazy ass abilities. But I'm like, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Okay. Nigga, my initial thought of Kenjaku was, I had high expectations of Kenjaku. I thought Kenjaku was going to actually fucking be the final villain of Jujutsu Kaisen. I thought Sukuna was going to do his thing, and then Kenjaku was going to end up screwing him to where he became the final villain. I was completely fucking wrong. I thought that the main fight was the main two fights of the Jujutsu Kaisen series that people were going to talk about was the Gojo Sukuna fight, where there was no winner, but I always said this whole time that it makes sense for Sukuna to win. If Gojo wins, that's fucking stupid. But I wouldn't be mad if Gojo win, but it makes plenty more sense, and it makes it means way more for fucking Sukuna to beat Gojo than Gojo beating Sukuna. And what do we get? Sukuna has etched himself as one of the, I would say he's one of the greatest shonen villains of all time, just off the shit he's done in this fucking arc. Fucking Kenjaku, I thought he was going to defeat Yuta. I thought that was going to be the second primary fight of this fucking arc, was Kenjaku and Yuta. And then I was going to show how much of a fucking monster he was, showing him defeating the MC of the fucking manga. The second MC of the fucking manga. My MC of the fucking manga. Yuta fucking dominates this nigga, bruh. He dominates him. He dominates him and steals his fucking ability. As he should. It's like, fuck. This nigga sucks. He sucks. She sucks. I just thought fucking Muzan was the most overrated fucking big bad of a series. No, this nigga Kenjaku takes the cake. I don't give two fucks. Kenjaku is he fucking sucks. He's a less intimidating, less aura, less cool version of fucking Aizen. And we never seen Aizen get dominated by a nigga like this. You can say Yuha Bak, but Yuha Bak was fucking ridiculous. And Ichigo, but we know that was some bullshit. We know it was some bullshit, and then he was still fighting, and Kisuke, comparing this nigga to Aizen is insane already. My next point is, and some people might be shocked about this, but please don't take it the wrong way. Sukuna himself, I don't dislike Sukuna at all. To me, Sukuna is the best villain of Jujutsu Kaisen. Period. Niggas want to say Mahito? No, fuck you. No. What Sukuna has done is some of the craziest shit you have ever seen in a shonen manga. He ran through a bunch of niggas and he solidified himself as a god in the series by taking out the top dog by far. Him taking out, niggas don't understand how crazy Sukuna taking out fucking Gojo is. Gojo is the nigga in the series. He is the nigga. Niggas love Gojo. And Gege has, poured his time out to as establish like, yes, Gojo is that dude. And he beats him while not even in full power. He fucking beats him. And Gojo admits that this nigga is stronger than me. Cuts this nigga in half. The problem with Sukuna is, after you defeat the top dog of the series, clearly, because Yuji was not stronger than fucking Gojo, and the second strongest person in the series that was a good guy behind Gojo was fucking Yuta, the second MC. So if you knew Sukuna could beat Gojo, you knew none of these niggas were going to beat fucking Sukuna, which almost ultimately happened, because he was just, at a certain point, Sukuna was just dominating every single nigga in his path, which was actually nuts. And then it got to a certain point, I think it was Higuruma was the point where I was like, okay, this nigga is way too powerful and this is going to be a problem. Why is it going to be a problem? Because ultimately one person has to beat the nigga, and it has to be Yuji, but it is a problem because he is dominating and he's far above all these other niggas in the series that it's hard to believe that anything these niggas do could beat fucking Sukuna, which ultimately came to the end where his defeat was so fucking underwhelming and it was so fucking stupid, and Gege didn't know how to write this nigga Sukuna out of the story. Kind of like in a Mamoru Uchiha situation, even though it's not as bad as a Mamoru Uchiha situation. The way Sukuna ultimately comes out is like, dog, are you fucking serious? This nigga went through a whole bunch of niggas in this series, and he just dies to continuous punches and no bar fucking needle. I'm like, Sukuna was just way too powerful. And Gege did not have, I don't know if I want to say the writing ability to figure out a way how to defeat this nigga or find a legitimate way for Yuji to defeat this nigga. But it looks like he just didn't know how to defeat Sukuna. Sukuna was too OD. And I thought that was a huge problem with the ending of the story. The way Sukuna went out was fucking horrible. It was horrible. I'm not even talking about the fucking sludge shit. I don't care about the sludge shit. Niggas can be upset about him turning into like a sludge monster at the end. I don't give a fuck. My issue was how he was defeated initially was fucking stupid. It was fucking stupid. He went through all this shit just to get taken out by fucking Nobara and some punches. Yay. Okay. That segue into the next part. You remember earlier I said that there was a chapter that was like, okay, this shit is ass. This was the first Jujutsu Kaisen chapter that was ass. And that's when nigga, that crossed the line. I thought it was the most disrespectful shit ever. I fucking hated this shit. I thought this was the worst shit. Niggas might disagree with me, but I think this was the worst shit to ever happen in JJK. It was this panel, this chapter, this fucking page right here. Goyuta! Fuck! Oh, Goyuta! Oh, I fucking hated this shit. Oh. It was already fucking annoying that these niggas were sitting for fucking, I don't know, a couple weeks, and they just made like a million fucking plans over and over and over. It came like, nigga, this is getting too fucking convenient. Where in the battle, so one thing might happen. Oh, okay, this shit might happen. Now Maki could come in. Now Hikaruma could come in. Now fucking Yuji could come in. Now fucking Choso could come in. Like, nigga, what the fuck? It was too much convenient shit happening and too much overthinking of planning to where, like, bro, is this shit even realistic? Them niggas had a plan after 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 a... I'm like, nigga, Yuji, fucking Yuta, shut the fuck up. You're my favorite character in the series. Fucking shut up. Maki, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear your plans anymore. And it ultimately came to this fucking shitty ass plan. The fucking most useless piece of shit. Oh. The most, this fucking piece of shit fucking plan. But I think fucking Yuta and fucking Maki and the rest of these motherfuckers, where they thought it was the good I fucking did. It was a good idea for, whoa, you know, fucking Rika, man, steal fucking Kenjaku's ability. And we're gonna, just in case you fucking die, this fucking motherfucker Sukuna, you can jump into fucking Gojo's body, your daddy Gojo's body, your fucking papa's Gojo body, and use fucking his domain expansion to beat fucking Sukuna, so you can be on his fucking dick when you don't need to use his fucking abilities and cosplay as this motherfucking Gojo, who is a worse motherfucking character than you, Yuta. He is 100 times worse character than fucking Yuta Okatsu. All this nigga Gojo is a fucking tool to society. Did you see JJK0 and all the shit Yuta have to go through? Fucking put a tear in my eye, man. Where I was like, fuck this nigga Yuji, man. This is my fucking main character. This motherfucker goes on a fucking speech. My main character goes on a fucking speech. And I always knew this motherfucker admired Gojo a lot. He was the nigga that saved this nigga. But he's just dick riding the fuck out of this nigga in his fucking speech about how he is the key to winning when he already fucking lost. And yet I said it was gonna be two problems with this. It was gonna be two fucking problems with this that was inevitably going to happen. Either Dota, after doing the domain expansion, beat Sukuna with both their abilities, with Gojo and Yuta's ability, which doesn't happen. He only uses Gojo's powers. This is confirmed. He said he can't use his own fucking powers. He can only use Gojo's domain and Hollow Purple and shit. So he's just cosplaying. Literally, he's cosplaying. So it was two things. It was Gojo was going to fucking beat fucking Sukuna, which makes Yuji fucking worthless in his fucking story, It has no development in this fucking story to where he beats the nigga that took over his body and took over his friend's body and has been fucking up his life, make this nigga kill a whole bunch of motherfuckers and fucking torture him. He is not going to defeat this nigga. Fucking Goyuta is, which would have been a piece of shit. Then there was the second option where he does this shit and he loses again anyways, which is like, what was the point of this shit? And the latter happens. He does a little bit of fucking damage to fucking Sukuna, and Sukuna's still fighting, and this motherfucker collapses. He collapses. My nigga, Goyuta collapses. And he fucking, his body dies, and he implants his body in fucking Gojo. Luckily, thank goodness, it is a better taste in my mouth now. Not like that. Not like that. But it's a better taste in my mouth about this shit because they revealed at the end that Yuta did not die and he's still alive. I guarantee you, if that shit didn't happen, I would have had a way more harder rant on Gojo than I just did now. So, yeah, the Gojo shit was fucking pointless. I fucking hated that shit. It benefited nobody in the series. That shit should have been kept out. And I know niggas like it, because I know niggas be on Gojo dick. The Gojo fans love this shit. The Yuta fans fucking hated this shit. I'm a Yuta fan. I fucking hated this shit. I thought it was fucking terrible. I thought it was the worst shit ever. Okay. Next. I think it's something even worse to happen. Oh shit! This nigga Yuji's Domain. Oh my fucking. Oh, what the fuck was this? This nigga got the most pathetic fucking Naruto-ized fucking domain expansion I've ever fucking seen. What the fuck was his domain? The fucking story is ended and we still don't know. We still don't know what the fuck his shit is. He does it, bruh. It was this epic ass moment where Yuji does his fucking domain expansion. Oh, and it goes to a Naruto flashback. I'm like, nigga. Oh, he goes full Obito Uchiha on this nigga. I'm like, this shit is trash. That shit is trash. He goes full talk no jutsu as a domain expansion. I'm not bullshitting with you. This nigga says domain expansion, and to be fair, he says he doesn't know how to work this shit. He goes to domain expansion and he goes through memories of his fucking life and asks the question to Sukuna, like, why won't you understand the values of my life? Nigga, Sukuna don't give two fucks. We don't give two. Nigga, I thought this nigga was gonna do some cool fucking, he was gonna turn into Sukuna, some shit, some adaptation ability move. No, he does nothing but a speech. He does nothing but a speech and go back through time in a fucking memory sequence like Naruto did with Obito, and then after he goes back to punching. Like, nigga, what the fuck? He talks no jutsus. This motherfucker. And luckily, this nigga Sukuna is not Kurama. Even though you can tell Sukuna is based off the character Kurama, of course, a demon inside of a nigga. We all know the path that Kurama went on. And we knew by the Shibuya incident that this nigga Sukuna was not Kurama. He don't give a fuck about humanity at all. And he murders a bunch of niggas with Yuji on hands, which made fucking Sukuna cool. Because it was this fucking stereotype Sukuna type, stereotype Kurama type that a whole bunch of animes has tried to replicate, and it went like the complete opposite direction. And even though still he had the fucking speech and all the bullshit, the last chapter could be different, but when he dies, he says, "I'm a curse through and through," so luckily he didn't do it. But at the end of the story, he does say, "In my next life, I want to turn the leaf." So he might have actually got talking no jutsu. That nigga Yuji shit is fucking horrible. He has the worst special ability out of any fucking MC ever in history, period. There's no debate. There's no debate. His domain did fucking nothing. It is the worst. It's clearly by far the worst domain in the series. There's no question about it. Fuck that nigga shit. Okay. Next thing. The pacing. Absolutely atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. Even though one of my favorite things of the ending of Jujutsu Kaisen was, and I know a lot of people don't like this, but it was Nobara Kugisaki's return. Motherfucker, it was 3 chapters left. It was 3 chapters left. She's been gone for 75% of the fucking story. Ever since the fucking, like, last 10 chapters of Shibuya, my nigga, she just comes back, I'm back with a fucking hammer, and die Sukuna, bitch, and then she fucking Sukuna just, and then you get punched and he dies. Nigga, we don't care about Nobara no more. Yes, it's glad that she's back, but she has no development. Same with Megami. Megami comes out at the end of the end of the series, he comes back. This nigga, it was a lot of pacing issues, especially in like the last part, where the climax of Sukuna is coming out. And when I said earlier, they did not know how to fucking, end Sukuna, they rushed the fuck out of his fucking death. To where like, I didn't even know what the fuck was happening. It was like the end of Yuji's domain, he goes back to punching, and he's still punching, and Sukuna trying to fight back, and then after fucking Nobara hits this thing in the chest, and then he punches him by, and then he dies. They're like, fuck. And then after that, we get into these calling game niggas. Who gives a fuck about any of these calling game niggas? You're supposed to focus more on the core cast. Fuck these calling game niggas. Fuck the nigga about his fucking manga. Oh, fuck these niggas, and we don't care about none of the calling game niggas. Well, I don't at all. I don't care about none of these niggas. Don't give 2 shits. And then we get this fucking useless, pointless ass last mission where you just recruited nigga, I don't care. Don't. Fuck it. I don't care. Terrible. Fucking the last 2-3 chapters of this shit was fucking atrocious. It was atrocious. The first out of the last 3 chapters was niggas just reflecting and talking about things they should have changed. Like, why do we care? These niggas just reflecting and saying what I could have done in the battle. And then they nerfed Sukuna's body count. That's like, they nerfed his body count to where certain niggas that niggas thought were dead were actually alive. Which makes him look a little less impressive than he was. It was like the Kaido thing where niggas was loving fucking Kaido and thought he was a beast, and then they found out Kinemon was still fucking alive. It was like that. Fucking Hagoromo, how the fuck are you alive? I still don't know. I still have no idea how this nigga's alive. Yuta came back. He was like, man, I thought I was dead. Fucking Rika said I was dead, but like my body was still alive. It's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And oh man, I don't like the end of Jujutsu Kaisen, man. This shit is horrible. It was horrible. Horrible. And yes, overall, Fairy Tail does have a worse ending than this shit. Fucking Makarov coming back with fucking cheese. But nigga, I did not have high expectations for a fucking Fairy Tail ending. The shit been fucking trash. This shit been trash like 2 fucking arcs ago. Where the fucking, what were these niggas? These niggas that was supposed to be like the Yonkos, the niggas was getting their ass beat like consistently. One got his ass beat by Loxus, and it was like, what the fuck? That shit been trash before the ending, so I knew the ending was going to be trash. Naruto, the beginning of the shit, the beginning of the ending was fucking sucked. There was no, in the beginning of the fucking 4th grade Ninja War, there was no Gojo versus Sukuna moment. Yes, there was a Madara moment, but that was in the middle. That was in the middle of the 4th grade Ninja War. Like, it was at like the ladder before shit actually started getting serious. When the 4th grade Ninja War started, you thought these niggas was gonna wipe all these niggas until they got to Obito. Until the Madara reveal. Fucking Gojo versus Sukuna was the start of the arc. It started off with a bang, which got niggas excited. But the ending just was it was shitty. The ending of JJK was fucking shitty. Also with Demon Slayer with the fucking waving his tentacles and shit. That shit was awful. But this shit, it was like up here, then it went all the way down here in like a matter of fucking a chapter. And then it kept going lower and lower and lower. It didn't even go like, it ain't even like a it was just like straight down. Like peak falling down. To where the last 3 chapters, you're like, what the fuck? Just that's all you can say about the last 3 chapters of this fucking manga. Like, what the fuck? Gang, what the fuck? It makes you question, like, when you thought Gege was a good writer, you're like, what the fuck? Like, we actually thought this nigga was a good writer. It's like, what the fuck? That shit was trash. But that's all I gotta say. Let me know if you feel differently about the ending. If you love the ending, let me know. I fucking hate this shit. I'll argue this to the day I fucking die. That shit was fucking trash. And that's why I said, the only way this shit can be redeemed if they make a JJK2, which I still don't buy that this shit is officially like ended. There's going to be a sequel to this shit, I think, because there's no way this shit can end like this. But thanks everybody for watching, like and subscribe, and I'm out.